Hey, look what I got, you guys. I was walking over to the store, and on the way back, this thing was sitting outside the church next door. And of course, it had all kinds of writing on it. I cleaned it off, and uh, I found out that this is a really good thing. This simple green stuff really works for whiteboards. There's only 7 more days until the 5 days of grace seminar. Now, this 5 days of grace seminar or webinar, I guess it's a webinar, right? Because it's on the web. So this 5 days of grace webinar is for you to have 5 days of grace. Okay, so back when I was a young guy, okay, I wish someone had come along and told me the things that I'm going to cover in this webinar. Okay, I wish they would have. And so this might not be for you, okay, but you know somebody that that has all kinds of skills and all kinds of talents, but they're just not succeeding. Okay, everybody knows somebody like that, and that's the person that I want. And it might be you, okay, but I want you to tell that person that you know that's like that that they want to come to this webinar. Okay, and I'm going to use this fancy new whiteboard that I found, and I want to make sure these little markers work. But what we're going to talk about, oh, they do work excellent. What we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the mind. So let's say this is the mind, okay? And there's two sections of the mind. You have the conscious mind and you have the subconscious mind, okay? Then you got this little thing down here. This is your body, okay? And the body is the instrument of the mind. In other words, the mind controls the body, not the other way around. Okay, so what you're thinking here in your subconscious mind, this is like the heart, right? What you're thinking there is going to determine the vibration that you're having, and that's going to determine the results. Excellent. I'm going to go into some of this, but the best way is to go over to the Develop Your Superpowers website. Okay, and there's a video over there that explains all of this because you're going to want to have this in place prior to the webinar. Okay, you're going to want to understand what I'm talking about here, because then we're going to take this idea that you're going to come up with out of all of this stuff, and then we're going to add a little technology to it, maybe a little AI stuff, a little technology stuff, and then we're going to help you monetize that. That's what I'm going to show you how to do. It's going to be amazing. So I hope to see you there. You can register at the link, and oh, in addition to the whiteboard that I got outside the church, there was this chair. Look at this chair. I'm gonna take this pillow off. Take this pillow off. I got this whole chair. I mean, it's pretty nice. I can move it back here so you can see. Totally cool chair with a whole bunch of gizmos on it, you know, that move it. You can alter the way you sit and all that stuff. Anyway, so some of this that I'm talking about, some of the stuff that I'm going to go over, get back in here. Some of the stuff that I'm going to go over in this webinar is stuff that that has made it so that this whiteboard showed up, okay, and this chair showed up. When I'm teaching this stuff, I'm teaching this stuff to me. At the same time, I'm teaching it to you, okay, because somebody taught it to me. And it's like sometimes you look at these kinds of webinars and people come on and they're going to tell you how great they are and how all these things they achieved, and all you got to do is think positive. Well, there's more to it than that. Okay, you do have to come up with an idea, and you need to hold it in your subconscious mind, and you need to believe it. Okay, and so I've been working on this stuff for like 4 years, and I've changed. I mean, I don't think I've personally changed, but the way I look at things changed. So anyway, come to the webinar, check it out, and brand new whiteboard. I love it. Well, maybe I'm going to say just a little bit more. I want to say just a little bit more about what's going to be happening on this webinar that's coming up on April 29th. Okay. Now, one of the things is, remember, I had that little diagram up here. I'm going to just draw it again. So here's your mind, and then you have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind, and you have your body. I just wanted to say a little bit more about that. So as you're growing up, okay, so in my teen years, remember I mentioned somebody that you might know, somebody who seems very talented, has lots of skills, but they're just not really succeeding. Okay, it could be you. Maybe it was certainly me. Okay. And what causes that? That's like the $64 million question, is what causes that? Why do people not live up to their potential? And the reason why is because you have all these thoughts coming in, okay, all through your life, coming into your conscious mind. Okay, it's telling you things about who you are. Okay, now your conscious mind, it can take an idea, like if someone says, hey, you little fat pig, or whatever, right? Someone calls you that name, you can accept or reject it. Okay, you can accept or reject the thought. And if you accept it, then you can get emotionally involved in it, and it ends up in here. Okay, fat. It's a fat pig. Okay, it ends up in your subconscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind, it can only accept. This is very important. Okay, whatever you get emotionally involved with, your subconscious mind can only accept that. And so I went and looked back at the kinds of music I listened to back when I was 15, 16, in my teen years, right? Just to find out, why would my life have turned out the way it did? And it has a lot to do with the music you listen to and the words that you're that you're getting emotionally involved with. Okay, so I was listening to a lot of blues music, and I listened to Janis Joplin, Esther Phillips, Ray Charles, a lot of stuff like B.B. King. A lot of things were stories of tragedy. Now, I love the beat, and I just love blues music. Similar to the way kids nowadays, they really love hip hop. Okay, and that beat, and it's pretty good. Okay, but the problem is that all those words, especially when you're drunk or high, when you're listening to those things, even after you fall asleep and you knock out, and you're still hearing, in my case, I was hearing the blues. You're going to be alone all your life. My wife just left me and stole the truck and killed the dog, something like that, right? So you want to just be aware of that. Be aware of everything that ended up down here in your subconscious mind, everything that ended up telling you who you are, is all a bunch of bullshit. Okay, so listen to the video over there on developyoursuperpowers.com. Each day I'm going to give a presentation for about an hour. Okay, so it'll be 5 hours of presentation. The first 2 days we'll be talking about some of this stuff and some connections. I haven't really written it all yet, but I'm going to talk about that connection between the things that we already know, because a lot of these things are common sense. Okay, that I'm going to talk with you about. They're common sense, but we've forgotten them. That's all it is. We've just forgotten them. So it's great information. And like I said, even if nobody shows up to my webinar, it doesn't matter, because I'm teaching me and I'm growing. And it's like a plant. Like I have a plant right here. Let me just grab one. I got a plant right here, right? It's going to keep growing. It doesn't matter if I put it over there in the shade. It might not like it. It might, turn brown or whatever, but it loves it over here in the sun, and it's growing little by little, you see. And it started out like a little teeny tiny thing. And this is how life goes. It's right, common sense. Everybody knows. Of course, everybody knows that's how life goes. Your purpose, just like that plant, is to grow. That's my purpose too. Okay, so I'm trying to grow, and then I learned some of this stuff, and then I said, man, how could I know this stuff and not tell other people about it? So that's why I'm doing it. Okay, so we'll see you on the webinar, and the link is in the description. Talk with you later.